No, that's not the camera I want. That's the camera I want. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, yesterday I made a mistake. I said the Cryptid Huntress was going to be on last night, and really it was tonight. So I need it. This is a L, right? L? What's this? M. L. So what's that? That's a, let's see. H. H I J K L. Is that? If that's a L and that's a L, let's see. I want it to be. I want it to be this L. Alright, I don't. Is this an R? No. That looks like. Does that look like a L? If that's a L, then what's this? Are those both L's? Oh man. Hi Dave. Hi Dayanara. Okay, so now I don't know which one's a L. This is a F, huh? E F. That's a F. Okay. So I got it right. This is a L. So when it goes down it's gonna be like that. Okay, so there's my center mark right at the 8. So yeah, so yesterday, what the L? Hey Dave. So there's my center mark. It's going to be Isabella. And I should probably turn the light on. There we go. Is that better? We're making that belt that I didn't do yesterday. Remember, the guy walked, my neighbor, my 93-year-old neighbor. He wants a belt for his granddaughter, and his granddaughter's name is Isabella. So Isabella, right? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters. And this is my center, so I got 4 letters that way, and I'll have 4 letters this way. And then the design on it is going to be this. Let's see here. I need the 1.5 one. So I got 1.5, 1 3/4, and 2 inch. So the small one, so it's going to be this design on each side of the name. It's going to be this design right here. And I'll hand tool that in after I put the letters on. But mostly I wanted to get on. Hey Digger, what's up, brother? Merry Christmas, man. But yeah, I wanted to get on and tell everybody that I made a mistake yesterday, that I wasn't on the Cryptid Hunt. I felt like a freaking idiot, man. Guys, I got it all. I got everything all set up, and I was sitting there ready to go on, and 7 o'clock rolls around, and there's nothing, and I'm thinking, where is she? So I text her and says, I'm ready when you are. And she says it's 7 o'clock tomorrow. I'm like, felt like an idiot. And then I remembered that I told everybody that it was going to be last night, Saturday night, and I thought, oh man. So I made a post in the community post that has the link to the Cryptid Huntress, and so you can go there and get the link if you don't already aren't subscribed and already getting the messages. So right there. So now I have to center these letters on the belt. And I'm thinking I'm going to use a press. Let's see if I can show you guys the press. I'm going to use this press and see if I can do this without shaking everybody up too bad. And it doesn't want to open. There we go. Okay, so I made a little bitty mark right there. Whoops. That's the center where I'm going to put in between the 4 letters. But I'm going to come over here, and this is my press. This is what I'm going to press it with. And I'll put the letters under there and press each letter in after I center it on the belt. And that's what I'm doing. And I need to get this done before Christmas, of course. And I don't know how good that's going to go, but I'm going to try my best. Hi, Jesse. So I'm going to try my best to get this done by Christmas. Let's see. So I need to center it like on the belt. And I'm going to put these on, and then I'm going to press them in. Make sure it's not upside down. Yeah, so what I had to do with these, I bought these are cheap. I bought them at Hobby Lobby. And up here, you can see where I sanded it and filed this down, because it has an edge. That one still does, kind of. Might have to work on that a little bit. But what happens is when you press this into the leather, if you press a little, put that in too deep, you can see the edge of the letter, the outline of this square. And you don't want that. This one, I can feel this one a little bit. I didn't do it perfect. Let me see. You get what you pay for, that's for sure. Well, he is paying for it. He's 93, and his kids just started having kids a few years ago. So he has like 3 grandkids now. I don't know how he's going to catch up to me. Probably never, right? I have like 26 grandkids and 2 great grandkids, 2 great grandkids in the oven. Anyways, that feels better. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, so that one, that's better, right? It doesn't matter so much right here on this section, even though I can feel that too. What, did I miss a letter? I think I missed a letter. Huh. A lot goes into making leather things. A lot of people don't realize, like, it's so easy to get these things crooked. Okay, that's better. All right. Yeah, a lot better. This side, It's out, the sections that are way out here, those are the ones you have to really worry about. Because when you push it in, if there's any kind of wobble or you push it too deep, this edge will get into the leather and leave that edge impression. Whatever goes in the leather, any kind of scratch, ding, you got to watch out. I cut all my fingernails way back because you just, and then I accidentally jabbed myself with a knife. Yikes. But so you just make one little scratch or ding and it shows up. Like, I have to be careful just doing this. Okay, let me see. I don't want to get lost. Just setting these things onto the leather will dent it, and once it's in there, it doesn't go away. It's in there forever. Okay, so here's the 8. That's my center. A little pencil mark right there. Okay, so let's do this again. Yeah, I felt like a complete idiot. I'm sitting there waiting for Jessica to shoot me a link. Oh, what's that? I'm waiting for her to shoot me a link, and she says it's tomorrow. I felt like a complete fool sitting there. So yeah, so I want each one of these, I want inside of one of these inches. The 8 is my center, so I want each one to fall within that inch. It's going to be something. Oh, I notice it has a mark on it to keep me from putting it upside down, which I've done. Another thing that I used to do when I was a kid, my dad always taught me buckle on the left. Buckle on the left. He would always tell me, keep your buckle on the left. So normally what you do is you would take this, put it inside here, and you would set that down, and then you would hammer it, bam, bam, bam. But I used to press. It's a lot easier. E, F, G, H. Okay. But I used to press instead of that. I think that looks kind of lined up, but that's about where I'm gonna put them. And you can see how easy it is to get them out of line. This is more like that. Maybe. It is so easy to get them misaligned. I'm gonna have to be really careful. But yeah, the buckle on the left, this is the buckle side. So if I turned this around and I had the buckle on this side over here, and I put those letters up on there and pressed them in, when I turned it around like this, it would be upside down. The word would be, or the name would be upside down. And I've done that before. When I was a kid learning this stuff, my dad always told me, buckle on the left, buckle on the left. I never understood what he meant by that. But the first time I didn't pay attention to that and I put some words on there, I had them, facing the right way. But then when I put the belt buckle on, I did the complete tooling, everything. And then when I got done and I put the buckle on it and I was holding it up and looking at it, the name was upside down. And then it dawned on me, buckle on the left. That keeps, like, this is going to go on just like this around you. Like this. So you have to have the buckle on the left for it to be right side up. And I did it a couple of times in my lifetime. I didn't get it right, and I had the name upside down. Then you have to start all the way over, completely a new belt blank, cut it out of the piece of leather. This right here is really tough to tool. I did some practice ones. I'm not that good at tooling still. These are some of the ones I did because I wanted to practice. I've never done this design. Here's one I did. It's a totally different design, but I practiced. This is like something that goes on a suitcase. This is an old school leather design. And then I started doing this one. And this is one of them. My scroll work isn't very good, but that's finished. It's not the best. He says it's fine. He likes it. I'm not all that thinking it's that great. And then he wanted different colors. This is the one he wants. This is how he wants it. So once I get done tooling it, I put dark dye, like a dark brown, into the backgrounds, and it makes the flowers pop. And he wants this lighter, like this color right over here, right here. He wants it that color. He doesn't want it dark like this. And I've been practicing like how to get it like that. This is the very first one I did. Hi Thelma. Hi Ivy. All of a sudden everybody's popping up. But yeah, so on this one I put resist. I put a clear coat on here so that the dye wouldn't go into it. And then I dyed it a tan. And then I antiqued it. Then I put a resist on top of all of it and put the antique so it filled in the little divots and all cuts. But this is gonna be this. See, I'm not that great at it, but I've never ever done this design. Hi, Jessica. I was just telling everybody I was sitting there ready to go last night, and then you like, oh, it's tomorrow. I felt like such a dummy. But yeah, so I'm not that great at it. I'm working on it, but I guess on a belt it's gonna pass. I wouldn't like it. I usually do. I'll show you. I'll show you. I got one. This is mine. And the difference on what I'm going to show you right now is the letters. The letters are tooled. So here's the why the buckle. Here's if the buckle's on the right, okay? Look at the name. See, if you put the buckle on the left, it's right side up. But this one I made for me. This is when I just started tooling. I put the feather. I did the acorn and oak leaf pattern. Now the difference between this belt I'm making right now and this one, I actually traced my name, the ALL. I traced the letters, then I cut them out and then tooled them down. There was no stamps. And so this is the belt I've been wearing now for 2-3 years, something like that. I put a feather. I made a mistake right here, so I just smashed it all down. Like I said, whatever you put in the leather stays in the leather. This right here is tooled. I traced the letters onto the leather and then tool it down. And that's the difference of this belt. I'm going to stamp. I just got these stamps. I didn't have them. Actually had to trace the letters onto the belt. You can see it's all crooked because I couldn't see what I was doing as well as how I'm doing today. But it was mine. It was trial and error. It was for me. It's a big old heavy belt. It's all beat up. Oh, mine's got designs. And sometimes you have to watch out for these screws. They'll pop out. So you need to put, when you put these screws in, you put some fingernail polish, clear fingernail polish into it, and screw it down and let it dry, and then they won't back out. But if the person wants to change the buckle, whoever owns the belt, it's not that hard to break loose. You can also put thread lock in it. This is my belt, and it's pretty worn. You can tell I've been losing weight. See where I used to be. I used to be way up here, right here, and then I'm slowly going down, and I'm like in the middle right now between this one and this one. It's about a 35 right now. But yeah, and you can see I started here, now I'm here, then I was to here, then here, now here. That's about an inch, a little over an inch that I've lost in weight. I'm doing pretty good, huh? I was 217, between 217 and 222, and I would go up and down, and I've now lost, the last time I got weighed on Tuesday for the pre-op, I was 183. So I went from 217, 222 to 217 down to 183. Now I'm bumping around between 183 and 189, almost 190 sometimes, depending on if it's Thanksgiving or something like that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. And then this is the tools that I use when I'm after I put this design on it. After I put this design, I use these tools. I'll show you. I know this is probably not interesting to anybody but me. Let me move some of this over. Once you carve it, you take this tool right here and you go down each line and you stamp that down. It's called beveling. So you do that on all, after you put the design on there and trace it on, you carve it with a carving swivel knife or a carving knife, and then you press all the one side of that line down, and that's what makes it pop up. And then you use other tools, like I have really small ones for the little areas. It's not easy. And then the flower center right here. And the veiner for in the leaves right here, there's the little cut in the center. So you lean this over and you tap it. That's how you do this. So this one doesn't fit. I have to put it down here. But I have all these different tools to put designs in. They're all really little things. Each one does a different thing. This one's the background. So where this is all punched down in the middle in here, that's what you use right here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So that punches down all this background in here, all these little places. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do today and until around 6 p.m. And then I'll be on with Jessica. I'm all jazzed. I can't wait. So yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about aliens, you guys, since the alien thing's about to the lid's about to be blown off the alien thing. And so everybody needs to know about aliens. I've been doing alien stuff for a very long time, at least 20 years. Um, and you know, my best friend is Adolf. So, Adolf, how I met Adolf was he was being abducted by aliens and still is. And in fact, Adolf is at night, he he has to be home before the street lights come on because of how freaked out he is about they've abducted him when he's out driving around in his car. All of a sudden, he'll be driving around, then all of a sudden he's waking up. He's like leaned over the steering wheel with his head down, his arms up on the steering wheel and his head on his arms, and he'll wake up like that. And sometimes hours have gone by. But most of that happens after dark. So that's how I met Adolf. He came with his 101102 story and we interviewed him. But over the years, I when Jeff and I were doing the Paranormal Central, I realized that I realized that the aliens they lie. I've been researching it a long time, like I said, and I realized they lie. They don't tell the truth. So when back in the day they would say they came from Venus, right? Closer planets. Well, as we learned about space and learned about Venus, and then all of a sudden they were further out. Mars. Then they came from Mars, either Mars and Venus. Well, as we learned more about our solar system and what was on the planets, and that things couldn't live on those planets, guess what? They all of a sudden now they're from Alpha Centauri, right? They're from way far out there. They lie. They tell you anything to get you to accept them. And they'll tell you anything. I mean, the Bigfoot included. They tell you anything you want to hear and to make them to accept them as being good. But they're not good. They do bad things. Like ask Adolf. They do bad things to you. When he started getting his memory of what was happening in the ships, and now he's not the only one I've talked to. I've talked to hundreds of people, interviewed hundreds of people that have been abducted. I've talked to families that have been abducted from, not only were the mom and the dad being abducted, but the kids are being abducted. And all of them were being abducted. Now that's a scary thing, right? I mean, that's a scary thing. They're all being abducted. Huh, got them upside down. Okay. So I've talked to several families, and then what I find out, when I started investigating the families, I start finding out that they've been probably, they pick like a family, and then they might skip a generation. Like for generations, that family might be being abducted, and they might skip a family or a generation or two, like say the great grandpa is being abducted and his family, right, his sons and daughters and everybody, and then it might skip their mom and dad, and then all of a sudden they're abducting them. Well, I started, I learned about God, and I wanted to, I started reading some of the extra biblical texts, like the Mahabharata or whatever you call that, right? I don't know how to say it, but I started researching history and the Titans, the giants, um, India's history with the seven-headed snake. They're all reptiles. Everywhere around is reptiles around the world. And then in the Bible, when you read extra biblical books that they say aren't part of the Bible, even though the Bible will quote some of them, you start finding out that the Bible talks about, it actually names some of the Greek gods. It names them. And some of those names we hear today, right? Like Semjazi. Have you guys heard of Semjazi? Semjazi is still alive today, and it's an alien, and it's part of the good aliens, right? The ones that look just like us. And his name is Semjazi, and he's talking to people right now. They're sending messages saying they're coming back and they're the part of the Federation or the Galactic Council or whatever they are, right? I can't remember what I don't pay attention to what they say because everything they say is a lie. I just know Semjazi. There's an extra biblical text that goes way back to pre-flood. And guess what? Semjazi was one of the original fallen angels. Semjazi was one of the original fallen angels. So we don't die. We don't die, and they don't die. That means this is the same Semjazi. It's not a different Semjazi. He's back. The Bible talks about in the last days, in the days that we actually are living in right now, these fallen ones are going to be returning onto the earth. It'll be like pre-flood days, the days of Noah. It's going to be like that. Well, when you research what was happening pre-flood, you find these fallen ones and their offspring, the Nephilim, were ruling the earth. They actually wanted to be worshipped. They were the little gods, I guess you would call them, or they were the fallen ones. Those are coming back today, and they're coming back as aliens. And you're actually starting to hear now, like, you're hearing now the things that are happening. There you go, out of place artifacts. They talk about in the Bible and in these extra biblical texts, we had high technology before the flood. So a lot of those out of place artifacts that they're finding in coal and in stuff that they say is 150 million years old, like dinosaur tracks with human tracks in it, a hammer inside of 150 million year old rock. And they're saying it's 150 million year old. No, that happened at the flood. Nothing is that old, right? The earth might be that old, but it's not. All this, like human prints and dinosaur tracks, all this was alive and well right before the flood. Yeah, the Cretaceous. Well, the Cretaceous wasn't that far back. Otherwise, we wouldn't see pterodactyls today. Like I'm investigating pterodactyls like every couple of months out here where I live. And when I started researching the pterodactyls, guess what I find out? That back in the early 1900s and the 1890s, they used to have hunting parties from down south, LA, Los Angeles area, that would come up here and hunt along the Kings River the pterodactyls. And it's in the newspapers. I mean, you can go find this stuff. So it's not millions of years ago. I don't know how long it was, maybe 10,000. But what I'm saying is, yeah, I have seen that. What I'm saying is, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, the aliens aren't from another planet or galaxy or, billions of light years or whatever. They're from another dimension. They are near us. They're not that far away. They could be actually millimeters away from you in another dimension, and they can see you, but you can't see them. There's still dragon sightings today. Still, hi Shelly. Yeah, hi Gladys. They're still, yeah, Skinwalker Ranch. But see, all this stuff is starting to come out now. And it all started in 1947, around 1947. And that's when JPL, and they call it Jet Propulsion Laboratory, but really it was that guy, Jack Parsons. They were doing demonic chants and trying to open a portal, and they tried and tried, and then finally they did. They finally opened the portal. Well, right after they were successful in opening the portal, that's when the Roswell crash happened. That's when all the UFO sightings started happening. That's when Val Thor and Adamski and all of those guys, after that, that's when all this stuff started coming out. That actually, okay, 1947 was the crash, okay, and right in there was when uh, they did these rituals to open up these portals, right? And then we started having alien thing. 1948 is when Israel became a nation. And the Bible talks about Israel becoming a nation. It says, when you see that, the generation that sees that happen will not pass away before God returns. That was in 1948. God's about to return. He's about to come back on the scene. Let me put some water on this. I don't want it to dry out. So God's about to return onto the scene. Let me do it like this. Move this out of the way. And we're actually get to live in this time, right? And we're actually lucky. We're at the end of that generation that was born in 1948. How old are those people? I was born in 1959. I'm about to turn 66, right? So a generation, what, like 80 years? We are at the end. We're at the end of time, guys. We're at the end of time. There's no time left. We're seeing the aliens coming back. It's going to be like the days of Noah. It already is happening. It already is happening. And we're watching it. I don't know where everybody's at, but I'm telling you, we're at the end here. Let me find my paper towels. I don't know what I did. But yeah, so we're at the end. We're at the end of time. We're going to witness this. We're going to witness the rapture and all that. The aliens or the demons. And actually, when the rapture happens, these aliens are going to be the ones that get the blame, or they're going to say they took everybody, all the people off the earth for some reason. I don't know what that reason is, but they're going to say that. And we're going to see it real soon. The aliens are out. The ships are being seen everywhere. Right now, nobody knows what the truth is. There's all kinds of speculation. There's people faking it with their drones. I mean, they're using AI. They're making all kinds of shit. We don't even know what it is. We don't know what's going on. But I can tell you, we're at the end and we're watching it. All of what I'm telling you is real. Okay, I went to heaven. I died and I went to heaven. I didn't really know if it was real, if God is real, if heaven is real. I thought when we die, we die. We don't. I don't come back. Right? Nobody comes back. You die. We don't die. In fact, the Bible talks about when Adam and Eve were on the earth, they were not supposed to die. They were supposed to live with their flesh forever. That's how they were created, but they screwed up, right? And their screw up caused death of the flesh and entropy. That's why everything falls apart in the earth, rusts, corrodes. That's why we get older and die. Our flesh dies. The things of the world die, but we don't die. We live. The rapture is Jesus. When he came on the earth and he shed his blood, he did that to break that curse of death. And that he said he took the sting of death away when he did that. He already broke the curse. But he hasn't come back to claim it, right? He hasn't come back to claim it. We are at the point where Jesus is about to come back and claim it. And what the rapture is exactly what he did when he beat death. What he meant by that was you can't find his body. His body is him. There's no bones of Jesus. 3 days in the tomb, and then he was changed, and he is now sitting at the right hand of God, the Father. He took his body. When the rapture happens, we are going to get our body back. We're going to get the flesh and the we're going to live forever with our flesh. How Adam and Eve were created to be in the first place. Everything is, I'm telling you, is real. Research this. Get this in you, because this is what's really happening. All the other stuff is bullshit. It's just bullshit. And these things are going to tell you anything to take you away from the truth. They're going to tell you they're from whatever. They're going to tell you they created us. They're going to tell you whatever it is. They're going to give you gifts. They'll whisper in your ear things that your grandpa said or your grandma said, or your great, 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 great grand. They're going to give you knowledge about things. That's what they do. That is their deception, to make you not look at Jesus. Jesus is not real. We're really the creators. That's what they're trying to do. So don't be deceived by these guys, okay? Do whatever you can to research what I'm saying and find the truth for yourself. Like, I'm pointing the way for you of research to find these things out for your own self. Be careful what you believe, what you hear, because check everything against the Bible. It has the truth in it. Check everything to that and pray about it and let God, if you ask him, he'll become real to you. He is so good. He takes care of me so much. He gave me you guys. He gives me everything. Everything is from God. Everything. He is my provider of everything. My health, absolutely everything. He provides everything. We might think we do stuff, but without him, we're dead. He's the glue that holds us all together. He holds everything together. Everything is the atoms, he holds us together. Like if he's the only thing, the one thing we should be afraid of is what can kill the spirit, because that never dies. And nothing can kill your spirit. They can kill your flesh body, they cannot kill your spirit. But God can kill your spirit. He created it. And all he has to do is let go of whatever that glue is that hold your spirit and stuff together. All he has to do is release that, and you're gone. Poof. Whoops. Didn't mean to hit the camera. But yeah, you're gone. So think about what I'm saying. I'm sorry, like if I'm going on, but it's detrimental right now to people that want to be in the right place. If one little thing in the Bible is true, then it's all true. Well, there's thousands of, like, just with Jesus alone coming back to the earth, shedding his blood, the whole thing. In Genesis and in Psalms, David sings a song from the point of view of hanging on the cross. And he's looking through Jesus' eyes, and he's singing a song about Jesus being on the cross and all the demons around him. There's hundreds of predictions of Jesus that the Bible has, just of Jesus. There's hundreds more, like Israel becoming a nation. I could go on and on. It has a 100% accuracy rate. 100%. That should give weight to us to really look into it. Because if it's that correct, then we really should put a lot of weight to that, if you know what I mean. Like, we really should be thinking about that. And where is it saying we are today? What does it say is happening next? We're at the end. We're at the end. And everything is going down exactly how it predicted. Exactly. The countries that are involved, everything's going down. Exactly. The Nephilim are back. The fallen angels are back. Everything's back. There's more Bigfoot sightings than ever, and now they're down here in the valley. 20 years ago, you never heard of anything running around down here where I live. Now I could go 10 minutes and be at a place to look for Bigfoot. It's all going down. But anyways, you guys, I really wanted to get on here and tell you tonight is the Cryptid Huntress. I will be there. I gotta get this stamped in. I really, really do. Look at that. I got some stuff on there. But so yeah, be looking for me at. Oh, I lost my mark. There it is. Be looking for me tonight on the Cryptid Huntress. I'm looking forward to hanging out with Jessica. She seems like a really cool person. I can't wait to hang out with her, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, but I gotta really start focusing on what I'm doing here. Otherwise, I'm gonna screw up. Buckle on the left, right? So is a Bella. So the L. So there we go. And it's somewhere right there. Well, anyways, the Cryptid Huntress is a YouTube channel. Hey Rick, I guess I'll put a link down below after I finish this. I don't have time, but if you look in my community post, if you look in the community post, I put a link to her channel. Go subscribe to her and meet me there tonight, because I'll be looking for you guys. There's my mark right there. So, but I'll be looking for everybody. It'll be 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm looking forward to hanging out with her. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Bryant. We're going to talk Bigfoot. We're going to talk about whatever Jessica wants to talk about. I could talk about just about anything. I could talk somebody's ear off pretty easily. And so should be a fun hour or so. I don't know how long she has it, but I'm there for the duration. And she has all of my attention and everything. So I will see you guys there. And I will come back and show you this belt when I get it to tooled and everything and the name and everything on it. All right, Dave. That's yeah, I need to, huh? All right, you guys. We'll see you in a bit at the Cryptid Huntress.